Today Baba is telling us who is a Brahmin. A Brahmin is someone who does every task with cleanliness and in the right way. Yes, so am I a Brahmin? Because you see, becoming a BK, being adopted by Baba, that happens when we take the course. So when I study the knowledge, I take the course, I have been adopted. But then I have to make effort to change from a Shudra to a Brahmin. I have to make effort to change my sanskars from impure to pure, because a Brahmin will transition into an angel and a deity. And who is a Brahmin? Someone who performs every task with cleanliness and with in the right way. So let's start with physical cleanliness. Do you take proper effort to clean your body first thing in the morning? So first thing is physical cleanliness, bath, and then every time you use the toilet, when there is a motion, then do you again take a bath? That is the discipline of this Brahmin life. So first is the cleanliness of the body. So do we keep that much of cleanliness, or do you feel that this body is unclean, and although this is a tamo pradhan body, but still do we keep it clean? Because these are the Srimad that Baba has given. And there is, I have seen cases where Baba's children, they sit in bhog without taking a bath. Or many of you, if it is 7:30 in the morning and not yet taken a bath and sitting in the class, so you are trying to clean the soul, you are trying to the soul is taking a bath of knowledge, but if the body is not clean, then can you sit even in soul consciousness? Because impurity will always pull you. When there is impurity, you cannot detach yourself from impurity. So if the body is unclean, it becomes very difficult for the soul to sit in soul consciousness also. And then I've seen Brahmins attending Thursday bhog without taking a bath. Yes, so you want to go to the subtle region without even cleaning the body. So one has to check whether I am a Brahmin, because yes, Baba has given me the course and I am studying the Murli, but am I a Brahmin? Am I following the first principle of cleanliness? And you see, it's a discipline that right after Amrit Vela, the next thing you do is take a bath. And when you take a bath and then you become ready for the Murli, when you come for the Murli, when you sit for the Murli, when you study the Murli or you attend the Manthan class, then it's a discipline that you must sit with a clean body. Otherwise, nothing registers in the mind, it's just something just like reading a newspaper. So first thing, cleanliness of the body, then cleanliness of the surroundings, and do you keep the room clean? And I remember I was once once told that you cannot have a dead flower in Baba's room. So even a dead flower is not okay. So anything that is there in Baba's home should be fresh and clean. So even the flowers should be fresh and clean. And if I don't take the time to clean the dirt and the dust, then the vibration is not clean enough. So I'm just it's if there is not this much attention to cleanliness, then I don't think we can proceed to the next step, because these days everybody is just talking about cleaning the mind, but cleaning your body, cleaning your clothes, changing your clothes every day, that's also cleanliness. So I've seen that people in the world do that. They don't change their clothes for 2 days, 3 days or more, I don't know. And if Brahmins or BK children are also doing that, then that's not a sign of cleanliness. You take a bath, you wear clean clothes every day. And that's why we wear white clothes, because you cannot repeat white clothes without cleaning them. So we don't wear dark colored, because mostly people use dark colored because they can just repeat it without cleaning it. So we wear white, and any little stain shows, and we change it every day, and or sometimes we change it 2 times a day. So in the center we do that, we change it 2 times a day. So cleaning clothes, cleaning your shoes, socks. So I've seen the children coming for bhog with smelling socks also. So socks that are not fresh pair used in the morning. So at least socks and everything, right from the handkerchief to the socks to everything, should be clean. At least when we are sitting for bhog, that much attention we have to pay. Even if I'm repeating the socks, that's not a good idea. In fact, clean the socks, clean the dress every day. And then you see the cleanliness with regard to the utensils you use for preparation of Baba's bhog, and then the utensils you keep for Baba's bhog. So you don't wash Baba's bhog utensils with the same scrub that you use to wash those utensils which are what you say, jhute, those that we eat from. You don't use the same scrub to wash both the things, because you don't use that dirty scrub and wash Baba's utensils. There's a separate scrub for that, separate soap for that. So these are some very basic physical disciplines of physical cleanliness. And washing the hair at least on days of bhog. So you do not sit without washing your hair on days of bhog. That much you have to pay attention. At least when we are offering bhog in Baba's Vatan, in the subtle region, this much of cleanliness is required. And then there is a right way of doing everything. So there's a right way of getting up. So there's a right way of sleeping, there's a right way of getting up, there is a vidhi to everything. So people fall asleep while watching the phone or something, but we don't do it. That's the wrong way of sleeping. And even in the world, they are telling us that you don't sleep while watching content on the phone. And what is the right way of sleeping for Brahmins? So you wrap up your whole mundane business by 9 or 9:30. At least, by 9 you should wrap up. If you want to get up at Amrit Vela, by 9 you wrap up your business, and then you sit and submit your chart, and then you sit in remembrance of Baba, not talk to anybody, and in silence you go to sleep. So, or at 9 you could read something, you could revise the Murli and then submit the chart, and then sit in Baba's remembrance and then go to sleep. And thus to bus, after 10 you don't keep waking up. So you are not awake. You ensure that that's the right way to sleep. What is the right way to get up? The right time to get up is at Amrit Vela. And then when you get up, the first thing you do is good morning Baba. So you send your good morning to Baba, and then you take a quiet place and sit in soul consciousness and Baba's remembrance. That's the time, that's the way to get up. Don't hurry yourself in the morning. Don't create, don't take out the time to clean your body or something, because when you start doing all of that, there are so many thoughts that go towards the body. And then the first thing that is recommended to do, that is sit in soul consciousness and remember Baba. We are not doing that. So that is the right way to get up. And then the right time to listen to the Murli is in the morning. Right time to listen to the Murli is in the morning, and right time to fill your apron with knowledge is in the morning. So you see, we have been taught the method to do everything, the method to see, the method to hear, the method to talk. So the right way to talk is to first be soul conscious and then talk. Don't talk when you are in reaction. So don't talk when you're feeling the urge to talk. No. Talk when you're feeling the urge, first kill the urge. First kill the urge to talk, and then come to a place where you're comfortable not talking, and then choose to talk. So if you're feeling, if somebody said something and something got triggered inside you, and then you are feeling compulsive to talk, don't talk at that time. Just keep quiet and remember Baba. And then when you are in a good state of mind, in a peaceful state, then choose your words wisely and talk. So Baba has given us the right way to do everything, and the most important thing to understand about the right way is first come to a place of soul consciousness, first come to a place of remembrance of Baba, and then have your vibration of purity and peace, and then perform any action. Yes, so Baba has given us a timetable, Baba has given us the method to do everything. Baba has told us that the right way to accept food and water is after giving drishti to it. So is you cook in Baba's remembrance, offer bhog. Without cooking in Baba's remembrance, the bhojan is just bhojan, it's not Brahma bhojan. So Baba says that when you change your bhojan to Brahma bhojan, and then you accept it in Baba's remembrance, then that food is not food, it gives you a lot of spiritual energy. It is bhog. So Baba has given us the method to do everything, and Baba has also told about cleanliness. So cleanliness of the heart and mind comes next, but first cleanliness of the body, cleanliness of the home, cleanliness of the bhandara. So the kitchen in which you cook food, that is Baba's bhandara. Do you know, in a home, in Baba's home, there are two places where we say this belongs to Baba. It is Baba's Kamra and Baba's Bhandara. So Baba's room is sacred and Baba's Bhandara or kitchen is very sacred. So there shouldn't be any spot, any speck of dirt in Baba's room and Baba's Bhandara. And I remember there was this one family I visited, PK's and Baba's children, and then they had decorated the whole house, and then on some upper floor they said there is Baba's room. And then I said, okay, so let's go to Baba's room. And that Baba's room looked like it was never opened since maybe 2-3 years. And it was all, dirt and dust filled in there. So Baba's room is the first place you visit every day. Baba's room is what you keep spotless clean. So do you have Baba's room first? Yes, so you should have Baba's room. If there is no Baba's room, how is it Baba's home? So even if it's a small corner, you create it and keep that place. And if it is Baba's, so you see, if you want to push somebody out of your house, what do? You don't give them a room. So if they don't have a room, how long will they stay? So have you given Baba a room? So you give your children a room, your parents a room, yourself a room, anybody, people have a guest room also. And then where is Baba's room? And then we say it's Baba's home. So then how can it be Baba's home without Baba's room? So Baba's Kamra has to be there. And you have to, think creatively and create a space where, it's Baba's room and there's Baba's picture and there's Baba's light and everything. And you keep that spotless clean, and then you go and sit there in Amrit Vela every day. And then, there's Baba's kitchen, and Baba's kitchen has to be kept very clean. No dirt in the kitchen, because that is the heart of the household. So food is what affects the mind directly, and the food has to be cooked in soul consciousness, Baba's remembrance, and the ingredients have to be pure, but even the place where it's cooked has to be pure. If the place is unclean, can you call it Baba's Bhandara? So one has to, Brahmin life means a life of cleanliness. And if there is not much attention to physical cleanliness, then Brahmin life it is difficult to say that this is Brahmin life. And then Baba says also, the right way of doing everything. There is a method to doing everything, and we say kaide mein faida. When you follow the disciplines, you get the full benefit. Yes, I remember there was this one incident, and one Mata told me that these days my son is going very off track and he's not listening to us, he's not paying attention to what we say, and he's just listening to his friends, and he's being motivated by them to do wrong things. So I asked that Mata, where does he eat food? So he said he eats at home. He comes home and he has his breakfast, lunch and dinner. So I said, do you cook in Baba's remembrance? So she said, I offer bhog to Baba, but that's more of a formality. Like after I prepare the bhog, I just offer it formally to Baba. But if you ask me, I'm not really cooking in Baba's remembrance, because I don't pay that much attention. There is a lot of other stuff going on in my mind. So then I said, just pay attention to this one thing, whenever you go to cook food, cook in Baba's remembrance and keep the kitchen very clean and offer bhog with love, not just as a duty. And then then we will talk after some days. And she just did that much. And then she could see changes in that child who was earlier not listening to her. So, in Brahmin life, Baba says, we are sitting in the roots with Baba, roots of the Kalpa tree. And we are very powerful, Baba tells us that. But the power lies in this discipline of cleanliness and doing things the right way, doing things according to the method that Baba has given us. If you don't pay attention to very little methods, just cooking in remembrance, offering bhog, eating in remembrance, whenever you drink a glass of water, you have tea, just give some drishti and drink and eat. And then, so these things also bring a lot of change. Or, this discipline of waking up at Amrit Vela and laying the foundation of good remembrance. This is a life-changing discipline. Amrit Vela can change your entire personality. So, how you get up, when you get up, what do you do first thing in the morning, how when you have good yoga with love for Baba in the morning, that can change your whole personality. So Baba says a Brahmin becomes a deity not because he listens to Gyan only, but because Gyan tells us to follow the disciplines of cleanliness and doing everything in the right method. And when we do that, then you get the result, because the law is the one who does receives everything in return. And the one who knows but doesn't do, will that one get everything in return? No. So this is something that Baba is saying. And then Baba today says that we must stay in this consciousness that I am a soul and I come from the world of light. So I am a point of light. I come from the world of light and I take a body. I am an incarnation. I am an angel. I take a body here and just do what's needed to do and I fly back. So, Baba always tells us, जो अपने को मेहमान समझते हैं वो महान बन जाते हैं. So when you think you're a guest, then you are able to do everything with Baba's directions and you become great. But when you get stuck in householder consciousness, the consciousness that this is me and this is mine, this is I and this is mine, that is the consciousness which kills the spirituality out of everything. So Baba says that don't be in householder consciousness. You are just a trustee. You are somebody who is an instrument. You incarnate from the soul world. You are a soul sent by Baba to just bring benefit to these other souls, and then you do your task and again fly back. So the thing is, we perform our duties, the duties which are there in the drama for us. But when there is I and my consciousness, then we get stuck in the rut of those, of those duties. We keep thinking about them before the duty, after the duty. So, it's not cooking for the child or teaching the child or, doing things for the child. But the child is sitting in your awareness all day. That is the problem. Or, the family members are sitting in your awareness all day. That is the problem. So Baba says, no, you have to finish your duties because those are karmic settlements. If you don't settle them, you can't go back. But you have to know that You are not the householder, you are the incarnate who has been sent as an instrument to perform the duty and go back. So don't get stuck in it. And just like a vehicle stuck in mud, what happens to the vehicle stuck in mud? So it doesn't move ahead. So a mind stuck in householder consciousness is like that. There is just repeated thoughts about people, things, but not much is moving, We are not doing much. So if you see, we keep worrying about children all day. We keep worrying about family members all day, Lokik family members. But that is like a vehicle stuck in mud. You're just thinking, 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 and no progress is being made. No self progress, no benefit to the other. And in fact, the more you keep, this vehicle which is stuck in the mud, the more the tire keeps moving, the vehicle gets more and more stuck. And the only thing that's happening is you are getting into this repeated thinking mode. And you see, that's why it's very important to understand that Baba is giving us the directions to how to finish our karmic accounts. So just come, do your thing, and then with your consciousness separate yourself and then be in Baba's remembrance. So only become aware of people around you, work around you when that has to be done. And other times be free from that awareness and just be soul conscious and in Baba's remembrance. And you see, I see mothers and matas, what they do is they are constantly thinking about the child. And the child is not doing this, the child is doing that, the child is neglecting this, the child should pay attention to this. And by doing all of that, what are you doing? You are just paying attention to his weakness, and that weakness is increasing. And the child is not talking to you, listening to you. So there's nothing you can do about it. You are not making any difference, positive difference to either him or yourself, or her or yourself. But what you're doing is you're like that vehicle stuck in mud. So Baba says, practice this. It's not easy because there's so much sanskar of 63 births of body consciousness, but practice this, that I'm just a point of light. I come from the world of light. I take a body here and then I perform the role, and then I go back to my point of light form and to my home. And you keep doing this all day, and then you will slowly transition into an angel. So this is also another practice that Baba gives us. And then Baba today talks about the effort to become soul conscious. Because you see, body consciousness is like a blind spot. So do you know you have a blind spot here at the back of your head, and then everybody can see it, but you can't see it. So similarly, body consciousness is like a blind spot. If you're body conscious, then you're definitely not aware of your body consciousness. Okay, so if you're body conscious, you are definitely not aware of your body consciousness. So if the body conscious person realizes he is body conscious, then they would make effort. But the thing is, when you're body conscious, you don't know you're body conscious because it's like a blind spot. So Baba gives us the knowledge that whether you know it or you don't know it, whether you think you're body conscious or you think you're not body conscious, you must know from knowledge that 63 births of body consciousness means I am body conscious. Yes, so you have to, just like Baba tells, this is a 5,000 year cycle. So I take it, Baba says, your home is the soul world. So I say, yes, Baba, that's true. And then Baba says that you are a soul and your original quality is love, peace, joy, purity. I say, yes, Baba. Similarly, when Baba says, each one of us has been on this journey for 84 births, and out of that 63 births we've been in body consciousness. So I have to understand that I am body conscious. I don't recognize my body consciousness, but I have taken 63 births in Ravan Rajya, so I definitely have body consciousness. So if you trust the Father, if you trust what He teaches you, then you become aware that you are body conscious. And when you have regard for Baba's teachings and directions, then you make the effort to become soul conscious. Because you see, in the world also, when somebody is into smoking or alcohol or anything, you tell them it is damaging the body, they laugh at you. And they crack jokes about how, it's not damaging the body and it's helping the body, and they tell you funny stories about it also. Because somebody who is choosing to drink alcohol is definitely not understanding that this is not beneficial. If that person understood, would he not make an attempt to leave that habit? But the thing is, you see, whenever you have some weakness, some trait in you which is vicious, then the 100% probability is you don't believe you're vicious. And when we know Baba, so just because I have regard for Baba and regard for Baba's teachings, and I know that Baba speaks the truth, and whether I realize the truth or not is a separate issue. But when Baba is saying it, he is saying the truth. So when I have regard for Baba and his teachings, then I make the effort to become soul conscious. And what is the effort to become soul conscious? The effort to become soul conscious is to sit in soul consciousness and remember Baba. Yes, yoga is the effort to become soul conscious, because it is through Raj Yoga that you burn your sins and you free yourself from the chains of body consciousness. But let me ask myself, how much attention do I pay to becoming soul conscious, or how much attention am I paying to, cleaning myself of body consciousness? Because, I do not realize it, and second thing, I have no regard for Baba and his teachings. So when Baba says you have 63 births of body consciousness, I say yes, this one sitting right here must be having it, but I don't have it, because I can see his body consciousness, not mine. So this is how it is going. So, and anybody trying to tell you and make you realize you're body conscious, that becomes your enemy. So you don't want people to tell you you're arrogant and egoistic and you have something wrong with you. You don't like people doing that. So only when we have love for Baba and his teachings, we make the effort to be body conscious. When you know that God is your teacher and he knows better than you, and if he is saying it, then that's true. When you have that faith, then you make the effort to be soul conscious. And when you make the effort to be soul conscious, then you become cool, your mind, your sanskars and your senses, they start cooling down. Because when your sanskars, your mind, your senses are, worked up, then you don't choose right. Can you make the right choice when, your sanskars are all getting agitated, and then your mind is in a in a upset state, and then your senses are pulling you, you cannot make right choices, because this whole physiology and your mind and your sanskars, they sabotage your wisdom, they sabotage your intellect, and you don't make the right choices, you perform wrong actions, you choose the wrong language, you choose the wrong words, you choose the wrong behavior. So Baba says, when you make the effort to be soul conscious, you sit in Baba's remembrance, you at least 3 hours, 4 hours a day you must have, and then increase it up to 8 at least. So Baba says, if you have this kind of chart of remembrance, only then can your organs become cool. And then Baba says, then you will not have the urge to talk too much, because all that we talk is wasteful. Except seva, when you have to do seva, then you speak gyan. Otherwise, you don't keep speaking gyan to everybody you meet, right? So how much knowledgeful conversation can you have? Very little. So anybody who is soul conscious and who can distinguish, so when you're soul conscious, your intellect is very fine tuned. Your intellect makes very good discernment of what is waste, what is vicious, and what is purposeful. So when you can make that discernment and you can make that decision, then you will never choose to speak more, because anything that you speak extra is always wasteful. So they talk less, they have very royal conduct. So what is royal conduct? Royal conduct is, when you, have you seen, when somebody is royalty, then what is the sign of that? They are not impressed, they are not attracted to anything. So they know that, I am higher than this. So the sign of royalty is you are not attracted to anything in the old world. You stay with everything, but even if you are going to the market, it's not like Brahmins don't go to the market. You go to the market, you see things, but your eyes don't linger on something until and unless it is useful for seva and you have to make a decision to buy it. You are not attracted by things, people go window shopping and then they say this is very nice, that is very nice. That is not very royal. So you just see stuff and then you discern whether this can be useful for seva, and only if it is useful for seva you like it. You take the next step, make a decision to purchase it. Otherwise you don't mind, the whole market is full of things. So this is one example of royal behavior, or anybody's conduct, anybody's words. You are not affected by it, you are not impressed by it, they don't make you feel miserable. So Baba says these signs will emerge in children who make the effort to become soul conscious. But first you have to make the effort, and Baba talks a lot about service today. But only if you're soul conscious, you will imbibe that direction of service. We cannot imbibe Baba's directions until we are soul conscious. So first thing, make the effort to be soul conscious. Put in the hours of yoga that are required to burn your sins and arrive at your soul conscious stage. Okay, Om Shanti.